all my essential oils. I got my TENS unit on, and I'm going to put some lavender in here, an essential oils diffuser, and maybe some wild orange, or lime, lemon. I got a ton of different kinds I can choose from here. I like the lavender. I like patchouli, actually. Patchouli is delicious, especially for working out. It really helps you relax. Outside, but I've also got some sounds of the rain going. Put some wild orange in there too. Tell me all of these flowers, the Florida flowers. What are these Florida flowers? I don't know their names. If you can tell me the names of all these flowers, I will give you a free wild orange essential oil. I've also got rain sounds on in the background, but there are real rain sounds. It is raining outside. So we're going to start out in our mountain pose at the end of our mat. Lift your shoulders, roll them back. Bring your feet together, bring your toes together. Your big toes should be touching side by side. And your heels And fold in. You can grab your ankles if you want and fold in further. Straighten your knees. And then walk your hands out, coming into your downward dog. Walk your feet apart, hip width apart. Bring your shoulder blades together behind you. Push your chest towards your knees. Shake your head yes and no. You can walk your heels, breathing in and breathing out. And then slowly rock forward, bring your knees down and come into your tabletop. Flip your toes. Exhale. Breathe in. Exhale. Make sure your knees are under your hips. You can sway side to side. Find that center of balance with your hands underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips. Breathe in. Round your back in cat. Exhale. Inhale, sag your stomach, tip your tailbone. Exhale. Inhale, round your back. Exhale. Inhale, sag your stomach. Exhale. Again, breathe in cat. Breathe out. Breathe in cow. Breathe out. Inhale, come into your tabletop. Exhale, bring your toes together and then your knees together and rock back into your child's pose. Rest your forehead on the mat and slide your hands forward. Breathe in and walk your hands over to the right, stretching out your latissimus dorsi, the muscles in your back. Your lats stretch across your back like wings. It's a very big muscle. Breathe in, exhale. Breathe in, exhale. Breathe in, exhale. And over to the other side. Breathe in, exhale. Breathe in, and breathe out and hold there. And walk your hands center. And then slide your hands forward. Lift your tailbone, coming into puppy pose. Rest your forehead on the mat. You can curl your toes and grip the mat. Or you can flip soles to the ceiling. And rock back into your child's pose. And then round the back. Roll up one vertebra at a time. Coming into hero pose. And hold there. You can stretch out your neck here. Take your right ear to your right shoulder. Breathe in. And breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Over the other side. And roll your head in a big circle slowly. Go really slow. Inhale, bring your arms up overhead. And then hands, heart center, breathe out. Inhale, bring your arms up overhead. And hands, heart center, breathe out. One more, breathe in. And exhale. And walk your hands forward. Coming through your tabletop. Inhale, flip your toes curled under. Exhale, push up into your downward dog. And shake your head yes and no. Step your right foot center, step your left foot forward, making sure your feet are in line with each hip, and come into your high lunge. Breathe in, turn your back heel in line with your front heel. Widen your stance. The toes of your back foot are in one line. The toes of your front foot are in another. And come into warrior one, hips facing forward. Warrior two, turn your hips to the side, from the front to the side, arms shoulder height, parallel, horizontal. Inhale, flip your palm to the ceiling. Reach your back arm down your back leg. Lift your chest. Look up over your hand, up to the sky. And then inhale, bring your hands heart center, face forward, turn your toes forward. And fold forward and hang. Shake your head yes and no. And breathe. You can also bring your hands behind you and hold there or hold here. And walk your hands over on either side of your other foot. Come into your high lunge on the other side. Make sure your hips are in line with each foot. Arms overhead. 6 deep breaths. Every pose for about 6 deep breaths. And warrior one, turn your back heel in. Widen your stance. Warrior two, turn your hips to the side, look out over your arm. Flip your front palm, reach down your back leg, warrior, extended warrior. Don't push on your knee with your hand. And breathe in, come up, bring your hands heart center, turn your toes forward, exhale, fold forward. You can also bring your hands here. And place your hands on the mat. Turn your heels in, toes out. Walk your heels in slightly. And come down into your butterfly and squat position. Hands heart center. And place your hands on the mat and fold up, Come into your forward fold and in. Fold in. Shake your head yes and no. Straighten your knees. Try and bring your nose closer to your knees, feeling that stretch through your calves and through your hamstrings. Breathe in, roll up one vertebra at a time. Let your shoulders come up and then your head. And we're going to come into tree pose. Lift your left leg. You can balance on your toes with your heel on your ankle. That's step one. Bring your arms up. Bring them heart center. If that feels comfortable and you can balance there, then you can slide your toes up so they rest on your ankle and hold there and balance. If you want, you can try to close your eyes. You feel a little wind in your tree. Or you can keep them open. You can also balance with your foot on your calf, not on your knee because you're going to push your knee and hurt your knee. And then you can also push on your upper thigh there and hold there. Hold for 6 deep breaths. And if you can, bring your arms up overhead by your ears, almost touching your fingers overhead. And then bring one arm down, one overhead, breathe in, and then exhale and switch opposite arm overhead, opposite arm under, breathe in, and breathe out. One more. And step down. You can use your hand to support your leg too. And come back into your mountain pose where we started with your big toes together, your heels just right under your hips. A little bit further in and under your hips. Okay, tree pose on the other side. Come up onto your toes with your heel to your ankle or your shin. Bring your hands heart center. You can stay there or you can slide up to your calf and hold there, or to your upper thigh and hold there. 6 deep breaths. And then bring your arms up by your ears. Breathe in. Touch your fingers. Almost touch your fingers. Bring one arm down. Breathe in. And exhale. Breathe in. Exhale. Breathe in. And exhale. And bring your hands down. And bring your foot down. Love wants to do yoga now. Good. nice, I don't know what pose that would be. Hold mountain pose. Dog mountain pose. She does do downward dog, right? Dogs can also swim. You just jump in and I know how. Alright, now we're going to try a different pose. You're going to breathe in, lift your knee. This might be one you haven't tried before. And then bring your knee out to the side by grabbing on your inner thigh. You can hold there with your other arm overhead. If that's easy to balance, you can then reach down and grab the sole of your foot and slowly push it out away from your body. See if you can balance there. Breathing in, breathing out. And push your sole of your foot away from your body, creating tension along all the muscles on your leg, your foot, and then down your leg. Lift your head, lift your rib cage. Ooh-wee. And then slowly bend your knee, grab your thigh, bring your leg in, and hold your mountain pose again for 3 breaths, and we'll do the other side. Alright, and then lift that knee, grab your inner thigh, lift the opposite arm, hold there, stretch your head tall. If you are balanced there, grab the sole of your foot. 6 breaths. Slowly bend the knee, grab the thigh, bring it back in, and come into your mountain pose. Stretch your head tall. Great job. And chair pose. Step and turn to the side. Bring your feet hip width apart. Bring your arms up overhead. And we're going to sit back into our heels. Bring your hands heart center. Slowly sit down. Tuck your tailbone. You don't want it tucked under totally or tipping out behind you. You want it right neutral in the middle. Right in neutral. Stretch your head tall, line up head, shoulder blades, and tailbone in a line. And slowly come up. Great job. Go ahead and slowly sit down again. And this time we're going to turn and twist, touching our right elbow to our left knee. Hold there. And look up over your left elbow up to the sky. And slowly come up after our legs work out. Whew, that's hard. Okay, go ahead and sit down the other side. Breathe in. Exhale, sit and look up over your elbow. Sit down, look up, and hold for 6. And slowly come up. Breathe in, arms up overhead. Exhale, fold forward. So with the weight training, as well as these isometric exercises, shake your head yes and no. As you're building muscle, you're also helping with bone density, strengthening your bones. All right, Kira, we're not going to do partner yoga right now, so get up here. Go. Up. Up. Come on, dude. No, now she's doing downward dog. Downward dog. We'll go through downward dog to get down here. And she's giving me kisses. Love is giving me kisses. She wants to lead the class, so that's okay. We could do downward dog. And rock forward, coming into your tabletop. Rock through your cat. Breathe in, breathe out. And cow, breathe in, breathe out. And rock back in to child's pose. Child's pose here. And then slowly breathe in and crawl your face and your chest up towards your hands and come into upward dog and breathe out. And slide your right knee forward, coming into pigeon pose. And switch sides. Bring that back leg forward. Bend the knee. Bring the other leg back. And bring both legs forward. And we're going to slowly roll down onto our backs. And from here you can either do your shoulder bridge or the wheel pose. Shoulder bridge, I've done before. Your feet are away from your knees. And you slowly roll up, push your hips up to the ceiling. Hands are on the ground, shoulders are on the ground, head is on the ground. Push those hips up and hold there for 6 breaths. For the wheel, you lift your arms up. This one you want to go in very slowly and only if you have a flexible back. You're going to bring your arms over your head, turn your fingers down to the floor, and the palms, like you're high-fiving over your head backwards. Or like you're holding a pizza box over your head like this, and then you're placing your hands on the ground. And then you're slowly going to lift your hips up, and then engage your back, and your hands are going to push into the floor, and engage all these muscles in your arm and your back, and slowly push up into your wheel. Or this is also called a bridge in gymnastics, but in yoga, a wheel. And breathe. And roll down one vertebra at a time. And then tuck your knees in. Tuck your nose to your knees. Make a tight, tight ball around your back. And hold there for 6 breaths. Hold like a rock. And lay your head down. You can rock and roll your head out slowly, moving side to side. And then grab your big toes and the soles of your feet. We'll do happy baby pose to finish out this yoga class. Breathe in. Bring your legs apart. And then exhale together. Inhale apart. Exhale together. Inhale apart and hold there and just stretch and just rock side to side, breathing in and breathing out. Your knees might be slightly bent, or you can straighten them. To get a deeper stretch, you will straighten them. You would need to straighten them. But you can still get a stretch here, just depending on how flexible you are. Your knees may be bent. And this is the happy baby pose. And you can bend your knees and rock back and forth there. And straighten. And fold in, coming back into that rock. Bend your knees, tuck your knees and your nose to your knees. Come up onto the smallest part of your back and hold for 6 breaths. And relax. And come into your corpse pose. Palms up to the ceiling. Let your toes roll out to the sides. And hold there. And just imagine a very relaxing place. Right here, right now is very relaxing with the rain and the coziness. In a room with these lamps. The aromatherapy smells beautiful. But wherever that is for you, just imagine you're there and focus on your breath and relaxing all of the muscles in your body. Take a few more deep breaths. And when you're ready, go ahead and slowly sit up. Whenever you're ready, and I'll just leave this music on. You can lay here for the next 10 minutes if you'd like.